Okay, guys. So basically, we'll start with the basics. What is digital marketing? How it has evolved, how it has evolved from traditional marketing aspects. So in the business world, in any MBA enthusiast that you ask, what is a marketing funnel? This is what typically things will come in the foray. You'll understand all the customers will have any customer will pass through an awareness journey, which basically means that the customer becomes aware of your particular brand of your particular service of your particular product. Okay, so that is where the customer is at the awareness level. Once he moves from awareness level, shows an interest, as in he realizes that, hey, this product is something which I may be interested in, so he's definitely expressed an interest. He then enters in the suspects journey, and the next is basically his desire to go and buy that product. So once he expresses his interest, he goes and understands about the product. Maybe he goes to a local shopkeeper, or maybe he goes and talks to some of his friends, and he has looked at, hey, how is this product and all. Then he expresses a desire, and then finally he takes an action whether to purchase the product or doesn't purchase the product. Okay. And if I talk about what is digital marketing, it is basically an endorsement of goods and services and company brands through online media channels. Okay, we will go through what are those media channels. I hope I'll be able to cover those media channels during the course of the presentation. And while we say digital marketing, this can not only be used just for goods or products as such. This can be used for lead generation. So if you're representing a particular company or a brand, you can use digital marketing for lead generation. You can use it for personal as well as business branding. Okay. The awareness. Sometimes you just want to create awareness about your own services, or your own business. So digital marketing can be used for that branding part as well. And third part is, of course, general marketing as well. If you want to do lead generation or branding, so general marketing as well, which it can be. Now there are different channels which companies typically use in order at each of this stage. So it can be as basic as SEO or SEM. We will talk about all these things. SEO is something which is called search engine optimization, then search engine marketing. They can also move, do things like social media marketing or video marketing, something which has become very common nowadays. And then, of course, we also use something which is called as PPC. PPC is paid promotions or paid media ads that you do. We also do a lot of content marketing, something which is quite relevant for B2B organizations. And then, of course, we use email as well as remarketing. So moving on to the type of different businesses which are available in today's scenarios in today's world, they can be either B2C or B2B. If you don't understand or if you know about these things, so well and good, we'll just probably revise this. So B2C are your typical e-commerce or FMCG companies, wherein businesses are directly selling to me individual as a customer. Okay, and B2B can be the large again companies, Coca-Cola, your FMCG companies like Unilever, Cadbury's and all. So they sell to customers like you and me. So these are B2C companies. And B2B companies can be different software companies like SaaS companies like software as a service companies, TCS, Infosys. So these are all B2B companies because they make products or services available to other businesses. Now, what is the difference between both of these type of businesses? In B2C, it is mainly an individual purchase decision because it is me who is deciding that whether I want to move, whether I want to buy this product or not. In B2B, it is more like a team decision. So there's a big team who makes a decision that whether they want to buy this product or a service or not. There are multi-stakeholders involved in B2B, purchase decision. In B2C, the business is more like a transactional in nature, wherein you take a decision within 5 or 10 minutes that you want to make this purchase or not. In B2B, it's more like a long-term thing. So it may take like days, months, or even a year in some cases, whether they would go ahead with that purchase or not. In B2C, the priority initially is more like a brand awareness, because that's where consumers expect quality, and so most of the money is spent in creating brand awareness rather than selling the product. Um, okay, whereas in B2B, it's more like a lead generation thing. Of course, brand awareness is there, but their main focus is generating more and more leads, which can be then converted into business. In B2C, we use companies use a lot of mass media markets. So you'll see companies making advertisements, doing radio ads, and all. However, in B2B, apart from traditional media channels like events and all, some of the companies have started using digital channels as well. Running different sort of ads and so on. And doing a lot of SEO and the latest buzzwords like AI ML. So they'll be doing all of that stuff as well. B2C is more like a large scale market. However, B2B is a very niche audience specific. So ACS and Infosys will not be targeting smaller companies. They'll be mostly targeting companies like banks or so many other different type of companies. So it's more like a niche audience that those companies are targeting. In B2C, it's typically targeted at driving short-term value, wherein since it's a transactional business kind of business, so they expect short-term value. So and so on. In B2B, it's more like a relationship building, since the businesses take longer term in order to take a decision. So any company would want to maintain relationship with the other company, so that they keep on getting business from so on. Okay, so with this, I hope you're able to understand that what is the basic difference between B2B and B2C business. Of course, now with different type of companies coming in, there are certain different kind of businesses, types of business which are entering. So they can be D2E or direct to enterprise and so on.